Okay, here we go. Jose, what's up,
Hello?
buddy? How are you?
Hey man, I'm alright. How's everything with you? I like the
I'm.
mustache.
Oh, it's coming in. It's coming in now. I'm starting. I'm in a phase where it's okay. Like I'm okay with this. Next week, it's gonna look
Yeah?
ridiculous. It's gonna be so thick next week. I can already tell you. It's gonna be. That's gonna be what 2.5 weeks worth of growth. It's gonna be bad.
Uh-huh.
Right now, I'm
So
okay
two
with it.
questions.
Yeah.
Two questions. Has anyone at NTV said anything about it? And two, does your daughter act weird when you drastically change your facial hair?
Okay, one, they know I'm doing it because I put it in one of my sports updates and they're still kind of thrown off by it. Last week they were okay with it because it wasn't like unless you were really close, you couldn't tell I had a mustache.
Yeah.
And it was okay. So like I was doing election day coverage. We were doing pretty much round the clock coverage. So that was pretty cool. I anchored a couple of times and they were okay with it. It looked fine. And now, like I had a meeting with them today, and they're like, "Ooh, starting to look a little
Hey,
strong there."
hey,
And I said,
buddy.
"Wait, yeah, wait until next week. It's gonna be ridiculous." So that one, and then number two, yeah, my daughter's like, "Where'd everything go?" Even when I trim my beard down, she's like, "What? Hey, what happened to your beard, Daddy?" And I'm like, look, you got to maintain it. Okay. So yeah, like, you can tell the difference. Before we go any further, can we give some love to Alamo Remedy and what they do? All right. CBD. Let me tell you, this was a great week for CBD, my friends, to calm everybody down. It was a wild week. AlamoRemedy.com. Alamo Remedy is a Texas company. It's for Texans by Texans, but man, they will ship across the entire USA. They are awesome. CBD for just $17.99. You won't find a better price. You won't find a higher quality product. Third party tested, THC free, so you won't get busted or anything like that at the job with the drug test. I know everyone's worried about that with CBD. No, you'll be fine. They've got gummies, lotions, they've got the capsules, and they've got the tincture. If you like putting it, if you like putting that oil drop underneath your tongue and dosing it that way, go for it. I like the gummies because one, they're delicious. Two, I know they're perfectly dosed. Go to alamoremedy.com, $17.99, and guess what? 10% off with promo code
Unicorn.
Unicorn, UNICORN. Promo code Unicorn, save 10% off. They will ship it free for you when you spend $49 or more, which you will because you'll see the products, the pricing. You'll be like, hey, I want this stuff. I want more of it. Well, get it. AlamoRemedy.com. Use promo code
Unicorn.
there. All right, let's get into it. Jose, how was your week? Quiet, I assume?
Man, you know what? It was the quietest week in a long time. Not not
Ooh,
no panic, no concerns about anything. Just just kind of chilled all week. How about you?
that was it was just like that, but the exact opposite.
The
Because
exact
one,
opposite.
exact opposite. It was so stressful. One, there's a presidential election, right? Um, and there's so much at
Was there?
stake
I
for
didn't
so many
notice.
people. Yeah, there was well, there's also, the Senate races, congressional races locally, local elections. You got all that stuff going too. But within all of that, there was a presidential election that was filled with so much drama. Okay, we're not even getting to the Republicans yet. It was just filled with so much drama. But it was, again, one of the best things about the internet is with a great event like this, you get the best meme content out there. I'm like, it was next level meme tastic stuff. So that was good. But we'll get into that because
It's
we're gonna get into like the rankings of the memes that we found.
what's so crazy about that. I won't get too into it, but I had freaking FOMO of like, crap, I'm going to miss out on the memes if I don't pay attention. If I'm not on my phone and something happens, like what if Biden flips Georgia overnight? I'm going to miss the Atlanta memes.
Yeah,
Like that was a legitimately thing that was going through my head. We are so attached to social media. It is scary.
it's but it's not we're attached to it. It's because it provides a break and a relief of the tension of everything that was going on. No matter what event is going on, to me, the memes aren't an addiction. It's it's something that we need, like to get like a tense game, right? The memes are great because for a second you're like, oh, okay, I can exhale, I can laugh. Because this was ridiculous without the memes, without the lawsuits
Right.
and all the
Okay.
alleged fraud. It was just a stressful event because of how close all the races were in states, right? So you had that, as you mentioned,
Mhm.
like if I go to sleep, am I gonna miss Georgia, going blue? Am I gonna miss that? And you might, like, you know what I did on election night? I think I put it in our group. I just said I'm turning this off because it looked like Pennsylvania was not going to have their count done. So there's going to be no results. Like, that's a huge state that,
Yeah.
either side needed to win. And I was like, all right, I'm turning this off. I'm going to go ahead and watch some TV. I'm going to go ahead and watch the Queen's Gambit. Same thing on Wednesday night. I did that. Thursday night, Friday night. And then Saturday morning, we finally have a winner on one side, but the other side still hasn't conceded. So we're still going on with it, kind of, but we aren't. Like, I don't know. But it was just, it was so much madness, man. So let's just start throwing out our favorite moments, not memes, just our favorite moments from the entire thing.
So the first thing that stuck out to me is Twitter absolutely standing John King. Like everyone turning into the John King fan club
Yep.
on Twitter on Tuesday night, and I was trying to avoid it on Tuesday night, but everyone just kept talking about John King. So I was like, all right, let me see what this is about. Let me see if he's really about that action. So I'm watching it, and
Man.
the gem on all of that was people putting the NFL Films music beds on his analysis. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
So that was just on Tuesday.
That was so
That
good.
was just on Tuesday, the
That was
first day.
Tuesday. It was funny when I started posting the John King memes and I shared it with the group. You're like, I don't get it, and I was like, are you not watching CNN? Because my dude is snapping on CNN. He
No,
was just
and I wasn't.
going, he was just going left and right every state, and he's like, oh, you want just state stuff? No, 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 no. Hold on, buddy. Let's go county level. Let's go down to precincts. I mean, like, this dude was,
Yeah.
he was just flexing for no reason. We're like, dude, you don't need to do that. We're good with the state level data right now. We're good with that. And he's like, no, no, no. But if you go back to 1986, this is a Republican stronghold. But ever since 1992, it's flipped. But then in 96, and you're like, dude, how do you know all of this? It was incredible.
How do you? Of course. So that happened Tuesday. So going into Wednesday, the absolute worst Darren Rovell had to
Oh,
have a smart ass tweet about everyone should aspire to, there should be kids aspiring to be like John King,
yeah.
and people were dunking on him per usual.
I think he had the worst week of non-political people. Darren Rovell was the
Oh, that's
worst.
a good point. He might have.
I know you blocked him, so you didn't see all the content, but he had one stupid tweet yesterday, and I was like, oh, dude, can you just stop, man? Like, can we just end this, please? Like,
The
no
one.
more.
So I do have him blocked, but of course I see his tweets all the time because people love dunking on him, rightfully so. So there was a tweet on Wednesday, and I think on Saturday, where he tweeted out. I guess he has an app that keeps track of his Twitter followers.
Yeah.
He tweeted something out about losing 2 million followers, and he was like, "I guess this is the price of democracy," or some dumb shit like that. Like, bro, like
like,
what are you talking about?
like he's the victim in all of this,
My
because he
favorite thing
tweeted
about
something.
my favorite thing about this year is, and we've talked about this a little bit before, people are suddenly becoming socially conscious on social media, having to tell us that they're losing followers because of it.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
that's like
stop.
okay, like I understand. Like I have as well. Everyone has. If you start speaking of people don't want to hear that, and like obviously it's going to happen. You don't have to tell us. I don't care, Darren Rovell, that you lost 2,000 followers. I don't care, random NBA Twitter guy that lost 125 followers. I don't care. I really
Yeah.
don't.
I wish, like, I do understand that I'm lucky that on Twitter I have a nice following and the blue check mark, and trust me, it opens up a lot of doors and you get a lot of things that you probably wouldn't if you didn't have it. But I promise, I wish I could go back to the old days where, like, I had a small amount of followers that weren't snitches, that weren't being dumb, and you could just have fun on Twitter. Like, literally, it's so much fun on Twitter when you're just messing with the same 10 people and you guys get the joke and other people kind of chime in, and if they do get it, they join in on the fun. That's what I used to do with Chance, Jackie, Clint, Mark, all these guys. Like, it would just be us messing around on Twitter, and people would see these threads that would go literally in the hundreds, right? And now it's like I can't
Jesus.
even get involved on a thread with them because Twitter's dumbass algorithm, if I get involved in a thread, it starts showing up on other people that follow me,
Yeah.
and I can't say stupid stuff. And then people search your tweets and all of that, right? And that sucks. But you know what I'm not gonna do is if I tweet something and I lose followers, I'm gonna tweet about that because that's the most loser crap ever. It's so weak. Like, Darren, no one knew you lost 2,000, and no one cares. Trust me, no one. And the people that left, they can't see your tweets. So who are you calling out? It's so strange.
And like the price, the him saying like it's the price of democracy or whatever he was saying, it's just like he was doing something heroic, tweeting tweeting out stats about the election that he was stealing from other people per Dan Rovell fashion of just stealing
Yeah.
content from other people. It's like, bro, you didn't do anything. Relax.
Like, it's so stupid, man. I'm gonna go through some of these comments because people are watching the live show, and I don't want to neglect
Hello,
them here.
friends.
So, everyone, share your best moments as well. I can also introduce our question for today, which is political. So we can do that in a second. But let me go ahead and get some comments up here. My man Nabil, he says Freddie Mercury on my screen. What's up? Yup. I was on Drew's Dozen, the podcast that Drew Doherty does on HoustonTexans.com. And one of his questions was, if you could front any band ever, which one would you front man? And I
Ooh,
picked Queen. So shout out to Freddie Mercury.
that's
Although
a
I
damn good
wouldn't,
question.
I would probably still live my life. Like, I don't think I'd go down the Freddie
Mm,
Mercury lifestyle choices like Dave Chappelle pointed
mm,
out. What was Dave Chappelle's joke on SNL? Like, we were shocked he had AIDS. Didn't he? Didn't Freddie Mercury
yeah,
catch it? It's like, what? Damn, Freddie Mercury
yeah.
caught it
There was
today
a
on
there was a
Chappelle.
Freddie Mercury line.
Our man AR Platinum checking in. Yep, I got my Barry on deck swag today. I saw the shirt and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rep my man Barry. What's up, Barry? I don't know if he's watching. I doubt he is because he's so busy. He's doing a lot of things as well. Nabil's asking about you. Where's the kombucha?
Just some water today.
Just
Glass
some
of
water
water
today.
today.
Man, budget cuts. Budget cuts. At least you're not
Budget cuts.
mainlining. Yeah, you're not just taking in sugar, which is great. When does the
I was looking
parlor
for.
stream?
Oh Lord.
No, we're not going to be on Parlor, and it's spelled Parler, right? I'm pretty sure it's
I
Parlor
think so.
with
Yeah,
the
it's
ER.
with it. It's with an E, not an O.
Yeah, not that I would know or you would know, but I just seeing it on the social medias, I think it's ER. Barty
So
time.
Josh,
Yeah, go ahead.
so Josh points out he wrote out the Chappelle joke. No one asked how Trump got COVID, like no one asked how Freddie Mercury got AIDS. That was just a Chappelle joke, and we'll get. I guess we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we will for sure. Barty time says Raheel's hair is the Vince Young of college football. I don't get what that means, but all right, we'll take it. All right, let me tell you a story real quickly since we're talking about the election. My man Johnny, he called me about this. Guess what? The day after the election, his ballot showed up. So he requested a mail-in ballot 3 weeks
Wow.
ago. And because the USPS was so backed up, because Texas was so late to the party, it seemed like he got his ballot the day after, so he couldn't even vote. And he's like, "Should I still send it in?" I was like, "No, I think it's too late because it has to be postmarked right by
Yeah,
election
it
day."
does.
So Johnny, congratulations, we lost the state because of you.
Yeah, thanks,
Great
Johnny.
stuff, buddy. Great stuff,
You
buddy. It
made
was
at least you made your parents proud.
Yeah, and it was like a 3 point swing, right? Remember in basketball, if somebody turns it over and they hit a three, they're like, "That's a 6 point swing right there."
Yeah.
Not only did you not vote, but your parents voted for Trump, so it was a 3 point swing. Hope you're happy, buddy. Hope you're
Thanks,
happy.
Johnny.
um, so a lot of stuff coming in. Sammy says he is a Steve Kornacki guy. I didn't
That's
watch
the
any of him.
MSNBC.
Yeah, I didn't watch a
MS
second of him, but I
I
heard he
saw a
was he
couple
was going pretty
clips.
hard.
Yeah, no, actually, I did see a couple things about him. At one point, they were getting the numbers in real time, and he was like adding the sums together, and he got it
Mm.
exactly right. And he was freaking out about it, and everyone was freaking out about it. And
So
then,
he's good at math.
Yeah, I mean, you're acting like we're good at math. I'm terrible at math. That's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I didn't want to do any damn math. And then another day, when Pennsylvania votes were still coming in late at night, apparently he went back to the studio after his shift was over
Oh
because
wow.
he just wanted to keep crunching the numbers for everybody.
That's cool. That's
The
nice.
price of democracy, as Darren Reveal would say.
Price of democracy. Okay, our question for today's podcast. This is a fun one. I want to get people's thoughts on this. I tweeted this earlier, so if you follow me on there, you probably saw this. But the question is, what movie character would you pick as your vice president? Okay. And the reason I'm asking that is because I want to have a little fun about everything that's been happening. So you got to pick somebody that's gonna bring in the whole nation. Okay, that could swing you over the top, right? And it has to be somebody that's likable, somebody that can actually do the job as well. That is the question, okay? Who is your pick as vice president from a movie? It has to be a movie character, all right? So we'll answer that in a second. I still want to get some of the biggest moments from the week. I want to throw one in there. Detroit, Philadelphia, Atlanta. Man, that was awesome. Like when a whole community just goes, yeah, you know what? We're about this life. We're gonna vote.
Yeah,
In Georgia, it was Stacey
Abrams.
Abrams. Sorry, Stacey Abrams, who registered over 800,000 people to vote, and that ended up being the difference, right? Like they flipped an entire state. So like these grassroots efforts do matter in an election, and that's we're not even talking about the Senate race that they're gonna have the runoff
The
coming up,
runoffs in
yeah, in
January.
January. So that's incredible, man. And then Detroit, I mean, that was dope, man. I don't know, like I was all I could think about was Rude Jude, and I was like, man, I wish I was in my car to listen to him because Detroit showed up, and then Philadelphia comes in, and just the memes from all of that was awesome. So I want to throw those three cities out there to start the moments I was like, whoa, that's dope.
Yeah, all of that, and then we find out Saturday. Of course, I've been keeping track of it really closely, staying up late, just keeping track of all the numbers. And Biden officially clinches while I'm getting a haircut, and I don't have my phone on me. So all this time, I was just keeping up on things, just waiting for the announcement, and I'm out of commission. But we haven't even touched on the best thing that happened out of all of this:
What?
Four Seasons landscaping.
Oh, oh yes.
That was the cherry on top of everything. That was like that was the post credit scene on the season finale.
I still don't get how that happened though. I don't understand how they messed up. Set up everything for the people. I think everyone knows by now, but set this up. What exactly happened there?
So on Saturday morning, President Donald Trump tweeted out about that there would be a Rudy Giuliani presser at the Four Seasons, and as Raheel mentioned, we don't know at what point we ended up here where we ended up. But the Four Seasons in Philadelphia tweets out, by the way, they're not booked here. They're not doing a press conference here. And then out of nowhere, people like media members start tweeting out pictures of a media scum just hanging out outside, and it looks like an abandoned lot. And there's a garage door that has Trump 2020 posters just hanging on that garage door. And then we come to find out it's a landscaping company called Four Seasons Landscaping that's next to a cremation place and a sex shop.
Four Seasons total landscaping, right? I think there's a total in there.
Is there a total in there? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's Four Seasons.
I want to give them their love. Four Seasons.
Yeah. Four Seasons Total Landscaping is a full name of the company.
Yeah, because they're there for all four seasons. That's why.
The Four Seasons Hotel Philadelphia tweet. I have it verbatim now. To clarify, President Trump's press conference will not, all caps, be held at Four Seasons Hotel in Philadelphia. It will be held at Four Seasons Total Landscaping. No relation to the hotel.
Man, so okay, they call the Four Seasons Total Landscaping Company, and they go, "Hey, we want to do a press conference here." And the person on the other side's like, "Wait, you do know we're a landscaping company, right?" Or most businesses greet you with Four Seasons Total Landscaping. This
Right.
is Raheel. How may I help you? How does the person not recognize that they're booking the wrong one, right?
How does that
Then it's like, how do you not
miscommunication happen?
cancel? How do you not just cancel it and just go to the Four Seasons? Unless that's, and see, this is where it gets weird. Is maybe they wanted to do it there for whatever reason. I don't know why, right? But they wanted to do it there. Tell the president because he tweeted out the Four Seasons, and then he had to delete his tweet. You gotta
Oh, he
tell him, hey,
deleted
we're
it.
gonna. Yeah, he had an initial tweet that said Four Seasons, and then he deleted it and said Four Seasons total landscaping.
Oh,
Like you can't
jeez.
mess up that badly, right? It was a disaster, but it was so funny. And then, as you mentioned, it was a cherry on top. But the cherry on top of the cherry on top was Rudy Giuliani just standing there in his mopey ass pants, just whining, which was the funniest thing. And then people started roasting his shoes earlier in the week as well. The clobber shoes, like, just so bad. The whole thing was just so funny. It was just a disaster. I couldn't stop laughing at that. And then, as you mentioned, is next to a sex shop. Just so
Like
people started doing the Google Maps street level view and just
they
taking
did.
tours. It's so good,
It's a sex shop
man,
and a cremation site.
dude.
Like what?
Yeah,
That
that's
is just
worse.
like the encapsulation of where our country is right now.
It's the okay. That is worse zoning than Houston. You know, we have the worst zoning ever, right? Like zoning laws. You could have a strip club next to a restaurant next to a school, and it doesn't matter. That's just how it is. Like it was that bad in terms of zoning. You're like, what? A cremation place, a landscaping company, and a sex store. Are they on West Park or are they in Philadelphia? Because I'm not sure right now. Oh, I think we lost Jose. Jose, rejoin. Rejoin here real quickly. I'm gonna remove you. Jose is out. Let me see.
No, I'm here.
Okay, you're here. You dropped for a
I'm
second.
here.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't think you're there. Yeah, I don't think you're there, buddy. I don't think you're there. Sammy says, could you imagine the come up my dudes at the Four Seasons must have got from the payout from the whole booking? Yeah, and they're selling merchandise now too. They've got T-shirts that went live. They are milking this, and I love that. It was hilarious. Those dudes are banking right now. Jose is back. Um, here's El Jefe says, speaking of, I know y'all wanted me to book the live podcast at the Worthing Theater. I actually booked the Worthing High School Auditorium. So stupid. Oh man. Okay. What other moments from the week?
That dude Rudy had them Flintstone 11s on.
Dude, his shoes are so bad. That's what I'll never get. Rich people wearing bad shoes and not tailored pants. To me, one of my pet peeves is pants that are too wide or too baggy or just too long. And if you're making more than 30,000 a year, I'm sorry. You can afford the $8 to go to your local dry cleaner and get those tailored. Okay, it's $8. Like, come on.
So you're gonna love Cam Newton's pants tonight. Apparently, fragile men have to talk about Cam Newton's pants and the fact he has tight pants on today.
Oh no, white sports radio host is not happy right now. I'm sure they're like freaking out about Cam Newton's dress or Jeff Garcia. And he's not a white sports radio host. He's just a cranky old quarterback.
A white TV host, a crappy
Jose,
one. Like who is
yeah,
he? Like he was crap.
he was a four-time Pro Bowler. That's pretty good.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a four-time Pro Bowler. I'm pretty sure. Jose, your connection, like you're
Mm.
so delayed. I don't know what's happening. Is it on my end or your end?
It's probably on my end. I feel like I'm fine. I'm hearing you in real time.
You are? Okay, I'm not hearing you in real time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what's happening there. Okay. Okay, we're gonna keep going there. We'll just hope it buffers and catches up correctly. Okay, other big moments from the election, and we can start throwing in some memes as well. Okay, I want to start throwing some of those memes in here and discuss what happened. So I forgot to tell you this. So my buddy from college, there was a couple of those Avengers Endgame sequences where people edit in, the great moments, right? Like when
Mm.
one character shows up and it's Georgia, one's Philadelphia, like whatever it is, right? but there was one that had the heads on it. Like each character had a head. So there was Joe Biden was
Yeah.
Captain America, Thanos was Donald Trump, obviously, and then the one with the heads that was my buddy from college, one of my really good friends.
Was he?
Yeah, I was gonna invite him on the podcast, but I totally lost track of time and forgot to tell him. But he's doing a bunch of interviews. People reached out to him. It had,
Really?
I
That's
think,
awesome.
yeah, I'll get you the exact count on it as well. But yeah, he did one of those, and I was like, oh, that is so awesome, man, because I didn't know it was him until I saw it on his Instagram, and he just shared it off his own personal Instagram. So it started going viral on Instagram, and of course, people downloaded it and it went viral on Twitter. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, dang, that is so dope that he got, and he's a movie maker. So he's out there doing directing, producing, all that stuff. It ended up getting, let me see, over 492,000 on just his personal Instagram.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it or if you care to see it, but yeah, that was him. So the Avengers Endgame thing, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, man, I'm trying. There's just been so many memes. There's that random video of I don't even know the origin of that video, but it's the guy dressed up as Trump screaming, "I don't want to leave," and he's like playing with a bunch of
Yeah.
like toddlers and like with a bunch of big balls. I don't know the origin of that video.
I
I was
think it was a sketch. I think it's from a sketch comedy show because you can kind of tell it's not Trump. It looks like it's an actor.
that was a really good one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Then we had why am I forgetting the preacher's name? The one that started doing the ha 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 laugh on Sunday. That crazy dude who said COVID is gone. It is over. And
I'm trying to scroll. You
is
tweet
it
too
Kenneth
much, dog.
Copeland? Is it Copeland?
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Kenneth Copeland. He went. That was one of my favorite memes that I'm going to be using all the time. It was
It
him just laughing, ha 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 ha, and like the whole congregation is laughing with him, and it's just so nobody's wearing a mask. By the way, it was ridiculous. That was one of my favorite moments as well.
like the absurdity of his audience, how they're laughing too. Like that must have been. I don't know. I would have felt awkward, like just hysterically laughing like that. It felt like
Hmm.
I think the original caption was like, "This is like a scene from the Joker." That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, I think that's a really good comparison. It really was like that. Um, then we had, of course, the lawsuits and all that stuff happening, and just the nonsense on both sides. That was the other thing. It was just ridiculous. Let me see. Get Jose's back in. I think we lost him there. Jose, are you good? You back? I think he's gonna
Hello,
turn off. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. This one might be a better one.
hello.
Kick from studio. Kick guest. Jose, I am here. Are you there, buddy?
I'm here.
Okay. Sammy says when basketball Twitter and political Twitter came together to give us S tier meme content was absolute best. It really was. Josiah went. He became like a political pundit. One of the dudes from
He
NBA
did.
Twitter. So that was pretty sweet as well. Yeah, it was just cool, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the laughs that we got. Our man Alex, the intern, checking in. What's up, Alex? It was cool. So I want to get your answers to this. What movie character would you pick as your vice president?
So I was actually going to cheat and say fake AOC from The Boys, but then I thought, you know what? She
Mm.
would probably eventually kill me.
Oh
So I
yeah.
decided on a different one. I decided on one that I feel is pretty good. And I just thought I was just thinking about the things that I care about, and I care about saving the environment. I care about technologically advancing our country, being better in terms of technology, having better stuff so we can live a better quality of life. And I thought of Doc Emmett Brown
Ooh.
from Back to the Future.
Is he too
And
wild though?
he is, but I'm not wild. I feel like we're a good balance. And my slogan would be, if you elect me, I'll have you in a flying car by my second term.
The problem here is
So
it's not,
everyone's gonna have a flying car. You just gotta vote me in twice.
man, I don't ooh. The problem with that is he's too wild, and it's not about you, it's about the rest of the country. Like, you don't want people to be like,
You don't
I'm
like
not
it?
going to vote for him. I like it. I think that's a good pick. The problem is, I don't know if the rest of the country, because you got to think from an election standpoint. Will the rest of the country rally around Doc? Oh, Jose's Wi-Fi. Speaking of getting stuff improved, we got to get his Wi-Fi improved. That was incredible. He's just dropping again. So we're gonna get him back. Reset your Wi-Fi there for a second, Jose. I'm gonna remove you. Some people are starting to chime in. I'm gonna Sammy. I'll read yours first. Big Head from Silicon Valley. Just let him be my fall guy for every f up. That's a pretty good one, and nobody will even notice that he's there. That's the other part where he'll just sit there and be on top of the roof getting his big gulp on, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, where? He's still on the payroll? He sure is. He's the CEO of the company? He sure is. Nabil says Mr. Rogers. Okay, Mr. Rogers is good, except he's dead. So that might be a little hard there. Josh says Iron Man. Here's my problem with superheroes. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter also saying superheroes, right? Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, whatever it may be. The problem with superheroes is they're superheroes and they're going to be busy. They have other stuff to do, right? If the world is ending, that's great that you got your vice president with you, but what if the world isn't ending? What if it's just a normal disaster, right? And all of a sudden he's already out there, like he's not there in the room with you and getting any kind of briefing or anything. And here's the other part of it. He probably is a better president than you because he's a superhero. So do you want to pick a superhero there? That's my only fear. I'm going to stick in the comic book realm as well. And I took Luscious Fox, or Lucius as that's his real name. I'm taking Lucius, okay? He's already messed with he knows how to keep secrets. He knows everything about science. He knows how to develop weapons that nobody has even thought of. Okay? He's good with money, all right? And he knows how to deal with egos and personalities. So I'm taking Lucius.
It sounds like we're talking about the same person.
No, but
I
he's not
see
as
those same
wild.
personalities in Doc.
Doc is
The same
wild though.
personality traits. Hey, we need a little bit of edge sometimes, all right?
What do you think about the superheroes? I don't think superheroes make a good vice president.
No, I'm with you. Were people picking superheroes?
Yeah, everyone was picking superheroes.
Way to be
Thor,
original,
Iron
guys.
Man, everybody. Like I want no part.
Yeah, no,
I want no
I'm
parts of
good.
those.
Why would you want a god as a vice president?
Yeah. Somebody did take Wesley Snipes' Blade. That's pretty good.
That's a good.
That's a pretty random one, but that's good. I got a bunch on Twitter. Axel Foley's a good one. That would be kind of fun. Darth Vader. I think one that's really good is looking at Parks and Rec. Who would you take from Parks and Rec? The ultimate government hating.
I'd take Aubrey Plaza's character since
You
I
would
know
take
you
her?
love her so much.
I hate her. Ron Swanson. What do you think? Ron Swanson, good?
No, I'd take Leslie Knope.
Man, government would be so efficient with Ron Swanson. It would just be, and it wouldn't be in a deficit anymore.
No, because we literally wouldn't spend on stuff.
Yeah. Sammy said, "Hey, we got to get. What are you doing with the wired headphones? I got wired headphones on right now too, but it's just better for podcasting. Bluetooth headphones are not good for podcasting.
Budget cut, Sammy.
Yeah,
We
come
hungry.
on, man. Gap getting dunked on the sweater. They had the blue and the red
Oh,
sweater.
how did we forget about that? There was
Dude,
so
that-
much.
Yeah,
they-
that was pretty random. You're like, what are you doing, Gap?
They deleted
Gap?
that, and then they released a statement to the New York Times.
Backing the tweet. Then why delete it?
It was so absurd.
I don't even know why you would delete it if you're going to release a statement saying we still stand by it. Let's just leave it up. Who cares? Man, companies panic so fast.
I had such a good tweet ready, and by the time I found the picture I was looking for, it had been deleted.
What I don't get is what was so bad about that tweet? Is it just because it was such a tense moment? Because it basically, to sum it up, it just said, it doesn't matter if you're this side or that side. We're all in this together, right? Kind of summing it up.
Right, and I think the point was like read the room. A lot of people were comparing it to that Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial, where it was just like, dude, read the freaking room, please. there's such polarizing views on
Oh
either
my
ends of
god.
this, and it's just like you're like it almost came off tone deaf. Like, dude, like
Yeah.
really, dude, like we don't
Okay,
get
but even
we
yeah,
don't
I
give a
get it.
damn about your sweaters. Like,
Even if it is tone deaf, it's not going to cost you business. You just get
no,
roasted. You
oh
get
no,
roasted for 15 minutes. Take your
no.
roasting and just sit back.
I mean,
Sit back. Do not delete it.
no, I'm with you. Do you think that Kendall Jenner commercial costed Pepsi money? No chance in hell.
No, no. In fact, it gave them more publicity. It got memed so much that Pepsi, like, it's free advertising, right?
Yeah.
Now, then the question is, did that free advertising result in sales for Pepsi? I don't know. I don't know if somebody was like, you know what? Oh, yeah, I remember that Pepsi commercial. I want that. I don't know. But I don't
Damn.
think
You
it
know what
hurt them.
really hit right now? A
Yo,
Pepsi.
the only time a Pepsi hits is a Diet Pepsi with lime. That's the only time.
Ugh.
Other than that, get that Coke Zero, son. That's the
Damn.
only thing.
I was gonna get a sugary drink just to mess with you, and I just couldn't settle on. I don't really like soda anymore. So I was like, damn, what do I mess with him with? And we didn't really have anything, so I was just kind of like, all right, water it is.
Budget cuts.
Budget
Budget cuts.
cuts.
Tyra Banks, I didn't see this. She had a no matter what party you are, let's party together tweet. I didn't see that.
Oh, good lord.
That's so stupid. Stop. Stop, everyone. Okay, so what do you think happens here in the next week, next month, and next year with
In terms,
everything?
I mean, in terms of just
Let's
the
start with,
election
yeah,
or our country.
election and the fallout from the election, right? Next week, I don't think they're dropping these lawsuits anytime soon. I don't think there's going to be a concession speech anytime
No.
soon. So we're
Okay.
still going to be in the same, we're going to be in the same place.
So I'll respond to your thing with two questions. Will he concede, and will he be at Biden's inauguration?
No chance he's at the inauguration. Does he leave him a letter? Does he allow him for the transition of power? Like, are they going to be civil about that? Remember, after all the election stuff, Hillary Clinton losing, President Obama was still gracious in the transition of power, right? Like they were still like, "Hey, look here's the transition," and all that stuff that happens. I don't know if any of that stuff happens, man. The way Trump is going down right now, this is going to get wild. This is not going to be a smooth transition of power.
No, I'm with you. It just kind of seems like it's just going to be like it's a delay of the inevitable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's going to be for the next couple of months. Like
So
at
what
what point?
happens? Yeah, go ahead.
At what point? I'm asking you this because I obviously I don't know. At what point do the courts kind of be like, all right, well, we investigated all of this. There
Mm-hmm.
is or there isn't any voter fraud. Joe Biden is or isn't your next president. Like at what? Like when is that?
Pretty
It's early
soon it has to
December.
be.
Like
Yeah, I would say pretty soon because most of the courts are rejecting the lawsuits, right? I saw that earlier. I didn't read the story, so I apologize. I could be wrong, but I saw that a lot of the courts that they're filing in, they're rejecting these lawsuits. So like, you guys have no claim. That's the other thing. Rudy Giuliani tweeting out the voter fraud line number, and everyone just bombarding it with fake stuff. Like, what do you
yeah.
think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if you can't say there's illegal stuff happening and fraud and then ask for it?
Do you follow Jeff Pearlman, the sports author, the guy who he recently wrote the book on the Three Ring Circus. It's on the Lakers dynasty.
Oh no, I haven't. No, I haven't read that, or I haven't, and I don't follow him.
He posted videos of him calling the hotline, and his tips were like the synopsis of sitcoms from like the 80s and 70s. Like
Oh, that's good.
I think one of them was the synopsis to the Brady Bunch, and he was just like saying random things, and it was just like I'm sure they got thousands of those.
Dude, it's so ridiculous. One of my friends said just search the voter fraud line. Just search that, and you'll just see tons of content. Tons of content. It's just nonstop of people just going ham on them. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? That's the other thing where I don't get is, do you think people are like gonna be like, oh, you know what, this is so serious, and you guys are so respected, we cannot mess with you guys. No, they're gonna mess with you. They're gonna prank. They're gonna just continue pranking you. So yeah, that was nonsense. Then we got Saturday Night Chappelle. We got him on SNL, which was awesome. Except our local NBC station just dropped the ball. One, the game went over, the Notre Dame game, which became a super spreader event because the students were like, "Hey, we're not in a pandemic anymore. Our team just beat the number one team without their quarterback. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and just storm the field and be right next to each other with or without a mask." Like, it was dumb. What are you doing?
All the while, like these teams are like sprinting, trying to get off the field, so
Mm-hmm.
they have no part in that. All the while, like numbers around the country are surging, and today we found that there's I think it was 4 games, 3 of them in the SEC are already up in the air because of
Mm-hmm.
COVID cases, like 2 days apart from when this happened on Saturday night. So crazy.
The Southeastern COVID Conference, the SEC. That's what they are now. They're the best in college football with the COVID now. Like, it's crazy what's happening, and as you mentioned, around the nation, it's wild right now.
It
Like,
is,
we're,
man.
we're hitting 120,000 cases. So everyone be safe out there. Just another reminder. But
We might have to
yes,
restock the Spicy Boy masks.
I know, for real. I still have some that I think I could sell now because there's going to be a shortage of masks. It seemed like, although there's masks everywhere. Um, we do have a vaccine coming out from Pfizer, right? According to them,
Yeah.
it's a 90% success rate. So it'll be like a year before anybody gets it. So back to NBC. So the game goes over. So they had to put the local news on. Then SNL gets bumped, and they start. I mean, they go live at 10:35. It doesn't matter our time, and it's on a tape delay. Then our NBC station messes up, and like we miss parts of it. Then they cut out parts of the monologue or the closing speech. It was just a disaster, but man, it was worth it. Dave Chappelle just going, "I'm gonna say the N word. What are you guys gonna do about this? What are you guys gonna do?" I'm just gonna say it. What? It was ridiculously
It
awesome.
was that, and then the skit that was after the monologue with
Oh,
the racist characters getting canceled,
the Allstate
and the
guy.
Allstate guy for some reason was getting canceled. Like that made me miss the Chappelle show so much.
That was as Chappelle show as we're gonna ever get again.
Do you think now, like, and I've thought about this for a while now, and I guess it became a thought in my head again after the Chappelle show went to Netflix. Like, do you think he'd ever entertain the idea of doing sketches like that again?
I think so. But I think it would be on Netflix only. Because I don't think he
Oh,
wants
yo,
the
yeah, of course.
yeah, like I don't think he wants the oversight and like dealing with all the fallout from it. Although in that Letterman interview on my next guest, he talked about the reason there was one sketch that they did where he had to check himself and he's like, "What are we doing here? Like, is this worth it? Like, is this joke worth it?" Right? Because when you get in a groove like that and you're just firing on all cylinders, you might get carried away with it.
Was that the? Because it did end up in season 3, which was what happened after he quit. Was it like a racist tooth fairy or something like that?
I don't remember what it was, but he never did it. He said it never aired. They never aired that one.
I thought it did,
He did
or I
talk
might have
about it, but
read.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
might have
remember.
read a couple years ago that it was a racist tooth fairy or something like that.
It sounds right. It sounds right. Here's Sammy has a good one. Let me just. I was looking away from my screen at the time and just heard Raheel say "F it." I'm gonna say the N word. No, no. That's Chappelle who did that. It was Chappelle. So, yeah. So that was good. That was a nice bow on top of Saturday. Then you had the parties all day Saturday. Did you go to a party?
No,
A
I did
street
not go to a
party?
party.
I walked
No.
outside in Richmond, Rosenberg, and there was nobody partying. I was like, man, I thought it was gonna be like a Brooklyn
Did
party or a Bronx party in New York.
did you check? Did you swing by your favorite kombucha bar? See if
No, I
they were
didn't.
partying outside of
I
it.
didn't. Mm-mm.
You see, you sounds like you missed it then.
Although my neighbors on
They
Saturday
might have
night,
had a
they
a
had a
kiwi
party.
Kamala kombucha or something, and you missed it.
My neighbors did pop champagne on my street.
Oh,
Yeah, they did. And they got grape sparkling grape for my wife. She went there. I stayed inside because I really wanted to watch the Clemson Notre Dame game, so I ended up staying
you
inside.
freaking nerd.
I know. I don't know. I just wanted to watch a good, big important game, so I watched that. But yeah, they were partying, and then I was in the city on Saturday, and then I saw the tweet that at City Hall they were doing an election results party.
What?
Yeah, like it was just a celebration, right? Look, it's a Democrat mayor in office right now, so they were partying, and there was a part of me that wanted to drive to downtown and look at it and just be like, man, is it going to be packed or is it going to be empty? Because nobody goes to downtown on their like, no one's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go to downtown. It's far for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that yeah, that didn't happen.
So
But
you
it
ended
was
up not
yeah.
going?
I ended up not going. I just went home. I was tired. Yeah. Um. So yeah, it was nuts, man. Anything else on the election? The gay cowboy. We did forget that.
Oh, that was absurd. That was like the epitome of like the plot thickens. Like
Dude,
like what's the girl's, I can't remember her, the
Brittany.
Brittany just kept pulling out receipt after receipt, and it was just
Oof.
incredible.
Yo, that was one of the wildest tweets I've ever seen. So there's a state representative. I'm gonna get his name here in a second. He's a Republican, and he posted a picture, a selfie from George Bush Airport, and he just said basically it's time to head to Philadelphia, and this Texas lawyer is gonna fight along our president, right? Something along those lines. And then you click on it, and one, it's a ridiculous picture, right? Like my dude looks like he's like 12 years old. And then you click on the picture, and the first comment is one of our like she follows me, I follow her. I've seen her in person a few times at ESPN events, Brittany, and she has a whole story about like, hey, I just want to do an interview with you, guy. I'm gonna get his name in a second, and basically said we went to high school together, and you were such an you were such a lovable, openly gay person who was on the cheerleading squad. What changed? Why do you hate your people now? And that was it. And like her comment went viral. Like it went
Hmm.
super viral. And then we started getting receipts, and then she pulled out the yearbook and showed pictures of him in the
Oh,
cheerleading. Oh, you didn't see that?
no.
Yeah, dude, it was ridiculous, man. Let me get the guy's name, and I don't think he ever responded either.
Oh,
That
of
was it.
course not.
No, right? Like,
Of
yeah,
course he
you're right.
didn't.
Of course, he's not going to respond, but kind of wanted to see if he would say something.
Oh my God, that would have been great.
Man, it was nuts. That was one of those moments like, dude, this backfired on you big time. So okay, here his name is Briscoe Kane, at Briscoe Kane. His tweet is, this Texas lawyer is flying to Philadelphia this morning to link up with a team of attorneys from across the country to fight for a fair and honest election in Pennsylvania. Hashtag lawyers for Trump. And the first comment, when you click on it, is a comment that has more likes than the tweet. It
Oh,
has
good
more
Lord.
conversations than the tweet as well. And it's Brittany that says, "Can you let me do an in-depth interview on you? I want to know how you went from high school being gay with a real boyfriend, I went there with you, to now hating the gay community and pretending to be an ultra conservative. No shade, just want to know the process."
That's absurd.
Yeah, and then she posted pictures as well, which was ridiculous. Yeah,
That
yeah,
that
that was nuts.
that quickly. You're right. How do we forget that one? Because that quickly climbs. That might be under the Four Seasons landscaping,
Yeah.
as far as we're
Uh,
concerned, at least.
and Barty Time says, gay shaming Republicans, so Democrat of you. No, nobody was gay shaming him.
No,
That's
who's
the
gay
thing.
shaming?
Nobody was gay shaming him. The thing was, she just wanted to know, like, what changed? What changed? What made you go from being so proud and open about who you are to flipping the script and all of a sudden now, like, hating your community? And they have tweets of this guy, like he's against everything. So she just wanted to know, Barty Time, more than anything, like, what changed? And when you're a state representative, I guess you're allowed to ask. I think he is a state. Let me correct that real quickly. I thought he was a state representative. He might just be a lawyer now, so I might be wrong, and I'll correct that in a second. But yeah, I don't think it was gay shaming. I don't think anybody took it as that. Let me pull it up. He is a state representative from District 128. Pretty wild.
The it's it's absurd, man. It the amount of people that voted. This was a thing I wanted to ask you before we moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with the amount of people that voted, the coverage that it got, do you see like the election continuing to be like this going forward? Because if it means everyone is going to vote, there's people who are sending in their ballots to fight voter oppression that happens in a lot of places, like in Georgia, like in poor communities outside of Atlanta. Like I will take the trade off of it taking so long if that means more people are being able to
Hmm.
vote. So I guess my what I'm asking is, do you see it continuing to be this way for elections going forward?
I think the big thing is if they still make it easy for mail-in ballots. That's the huge thing, right? Like if you make it easy, if you still allow it where it's not, you don't have to prove a medical condition or this and that. You just get, hey, I want a mail-in ballot. Cool, here's your mail-in ballot. Or Nevada, I believe they just sent mail-in ballots to everybody. They're like, here, everybody gets one. If you don't want to come vote, not a big deal. We're in a pandemic for crying out loud. I think if it's easy, then I think the numbers are going to be they're going to be good. And I think the one thing that we're also forgetting is a lot of places had extended early voting, not just a week, right? You had 2.5 weeks almost. So you had plenty of time to get in there. There was no excuse, right? I think if it's easy, then I think the numbers are going to be they're going to be better, but not like this. I think this was a historic election because of everything that happened, not only with the country in the pandemic, with the social unrest and injustice that's going on. You have a leader that not many people like as well, right? A majority of people, when you look at the total popular vote, I think it was just a factor of all of this, right? Like next election cycle, let's say it's not President Trump running for the Republican Party. Let's say it's somebody else, right? Whoever it is, we'll just a state representative from blank and blank state, right? Whatever it is, right? Um, if it's that, then I don't think it's going to be as heated. I don't think it's going to be as crazy as it was. Like if it's just a normal election.
Mm. Yeah, I was one. I just after all of this happened, I wondered how do we sustain this? How
Mm-hmm.
do we sustain this turnout? How do we keep people that as engaged as they were this time around? And I guess that's a question for people above our pay grade,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's just exciting your community about it, like stressing the importance of it, right? Because we saw that this time around. I think every community got hit with the, hey, this is important. This is an important election. This is an important election. Make your voice heard, no matter who you vote for. It's an important election, right? And there's so many different impression points, right? It goes back to marketing as well. With me, marketing. You saw it in your local communities. You saw it on TV all the time with not only entertainment and sports, but anything you were watching, the importance of voting, right? And then you add on top the other impression point of if you were watching sports, you saw it on sports. If you were following people on Twitter, on Instagram, all the celebrities were posting about it, right? So it's all about, hey, go vote, go vote, go vote. If you see that plenty of times, guess what you're gonna do? You're oh yeah, I need to go vote, or I need to request my mail-in ballot. So I think yeah, I think it'd be great to see that. But even with this election, I think you look at the numbers, we're still we're still like way behind other countries in terms of total votes cast by citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're low still. So that's the other part. Even though this was a historic election, we're still way behind other developed countries in terms of how many percent or how many total votes came in and the percentage of those votes, like the total number of citizens that voted.
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, it's I don't know. It's something that I guess in these last 4 years, maybe 5 6 years, it's something that I've become more self aware about, and I wonder how many people have as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just hoping it's just a trend that continues to build and continues to grow. But what you're saying makes perfect sense. It
Yeah.
was a perfect storm, so to speak, right?
Yeah. So we'll see, man. I hope the turnouts are great, and I hope the turnouts are great for midterms because those are traditionally the lower ones, right? In terms of how many people turn out for that. So I hope it continues. I hope so because that's one of the great things about this country is that you have a say and that your say really could decide an election, whether it be on a state level, on a local level, on a national level with the presidential election. Your word, or your vote, and your partaking in this democracy is important. So I hope, man, we'll see in the midterms because That's going to be a true test of like, are people still really excited about voting, right? Are they still excited about having their voice heard? Okay, we're gonna move on to some more relaxed topics here for a second. Shout out to the group text 3 for 3. Got
Oh
the Air
yeah,
Maxes 3 for 3. Air Max 3, aka the 90s. Got them. Infrareds. Boom. We all hit on sneakers app for the first time ever.
yeah. That was a rare occasion. We probably because of that we're probably not getting anything until like spring 2021.
Yeah, never. We're gonna miss out on all the holiday stuff. There's no way we're gonna hit on anything. Although there's nothing else I want really, other than the general releases like the Blazers. I want to get those
The
once I get
Chappelle
up.
Blazers.
Yeah, the Chappelle Blazers. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing on the winter collection that I really want. I would be nice to have, but I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and try to get them because I don't want the L.
Not even the fours, the fire red
Mm-mm.
fours. Hmm.
Not that much. Not them. I mean, if I get them, cool. But I'm not like I won't be heartbroken if I don't get them.
Hmm. No, yeah, I think that's the last thing that I
Yeah.
really really want this year. You gotta get your Kobe Iversons though.
Yeah, those man. I can't thank you and El Jefe enough again for the infrareds and for the Kobe Iversons, man. That was so nice of you guys to get those for me.
You sure, man?
That's our running bit. Yeah,
I
that's our
know you're
running bit that we
unemployed right
have.
now, so
Yeah. What was the other? I had one more thing for you that I wanted to talk about
was
real
it an
quickly.
was it an update on your chess show that you love so much?
Queen's Gambit is really good. Watch it. I don't know why you're hating on it. Go watch it. Go watch it. You
No,
will like it.
no, I know. I'm today actually yesterday night. One of my cousins told me that she really enjoyed it. And what was your rule of three that you taught me about last year? That if three people who are really different tell you that they really enjoy something, you'll check it out.
Yep.
At
If
that
three
point,
people are talking about something, then you should go check it out.
right. So that's what happened last night. She was the third person who was really like, "Oh yeah, it's really good. You need to watch it. It's not really about chess."
Hmm.
After I made the snarky comment about a chess show, so yeah, I will. I'll get to the chess show.
I will tell you the final episode was a little rushed, but it was still overall it was a really good show to
I
watch.
still have no idea what it's about. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
told it's
Don't
not
look it
really
up.
about chess.
That's it. Just know that yes, there's chess involved, but just watch it. Don't Yeah, don't look it up. Don't research. Don't even watch the trailer because in my opinion, the trailer on Netflix ruined it for me. Because it's
Oh
such a
wow.
pivotal. Yeah, it was such a pivotal scene that when you see it, you're like, I wish I hadn't seen that already. Because it takes away the magnitude of that scene, in my opinion. So just go right into it. The other thing, I went to the Dynamo match yesterday, their final match of the season. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I felt safer there than I do at a restaurant. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great. You haven't been to any sporting events since all this madness started.
No, no, I haven't.
No, right? So like they invited me to the game and I was like, "Absolutely, man. I'm going to go I'm going to go and check this out. I really want to go there." Cool. So I went in there from the get-go. You have to take a quiz before you even get to the stadium.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a COVID, like a little COVID thing, and you have to sign a waiver as well. They're pretty much telling you, "Hey, look, if you get it, it's not our fault," right? As most places are going to make you do now. Then the second part is you can only enter the stadium during your designated time. You can't show up early. You can't show up late. If you show up late, you have to wait till the match starts so you can go in. So my time was 5 to 5:30. We rolled up at 5:02, and there was three separate lines. We couldn't go move forward into our line until the people in front of us in a separate line were done.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so it was really perfect. Then in the concourse area, like everyone's keeping their distance. By the time you get to your seats, you're the only people in your row. There's no one in front of you, no one behind you. They're spread out opposite, right? So like down your left hand side, right hand side. So there's no interaction with anybody. It was great. Even in the bathrooms, like the lines, everything is marked off. There's no interactions. It was great. Like I felt so safe there. It was so much fun. And of course, BBVA is such a
Beautiful.
great stadium. I think it's the best stadium we have because wherever you sit, it's a good seat and it's a fun stadium. So it was great. Like we were in the second deck and we could see everything. It was so much fun, man.
I would say I like Minute Maid more, but
Hmm.
yeah, I love BBVA. It's so underappreciated here in the city.
Yeah. And when they're good, man, it's so much fun. It's just one of the best atmospheres. So, shout out to them. I appreciate it. If you've been following them on social media, there's a they keep teasing something on the 17th. I don't know what it is, but they keep teasing it.
Is it a new kit?
They keep teasing something on the 17th. So I saw that and I was like, I wonder what it is. Ooh, I wonder what it
Are you
is.
signing with them?
No, I'm not signing with
Oh.
them. I'm not signing with the Sabercats either. I went and worked out with Sam today again. And man, there's levels to this. There's levels to this. Okay, like they're awesome. DeWitt was there, another player for their team, and he's like 5'7", and that dude is as strong as Sam. It's crazy, and he's super fast, right? It's like working out with them. It's so different, man. It's so different working out with pro athletes.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. How are your 60 miles going, by the way, buddy?
It's going pretty slowly.
Yeah.
I've started, but it's going pretty slowly.
Okay. I need some screenshots. All right. I need to know that you're
No,
actually doing
where's
this.
the trust?
No, I exactly. I need screenshots. I need to know that you're
I'm not
actually doing
saying you a
this.
damn thing. You gotta trust me.
All right. All right. We'll see. We'll see. I want to see this. Okay, we're done. Anything else that we forgot?
No, I think we hit on everything.
All right. Perfect. We appreciate everyone listening. And don't forget to go to alamoremedy.com. Use promo code
Unicorn.
Unicorn to get 10% off your orders. Plus, they will throw in free shipping when you order $49 worth of product or more. They have everything: capsules, lotions, tinctures. They've got the gummies, and they've got hemp flour as well. So make sure you go and get that if you are into that. They've got it. $17.99 for the first four products I mentioned, $19.99 for the other ones. But if you buy two, $17.99 as well. AlamoRemedy.com. Use promo code Unicorn. All right, we are out of time. Thank you, Jose. I will talk to you next week. It won't be as a serious of an episode. We'll have a little bit more fun, but it was a wild week, and we had to talk about it. And we'll catch up then. Okay.
Stay spicy, boys.